Very good morning, students. So, welcome back to second year physics. In the previous class, we finished about a related to the combination of SLs. So, in that combination of SLs, there are three combinations: series, parallel, and mixed group. Of course, it is over. Now, let us will move to the next topic, which is very important for our IPE LAQ, because from this chapter, see, they are asking one LAQ. So that LAQ mostly related to the Kirchhoff laws. Of course, this topic was there in the 10th class also, Kirchhoff laws. Along with the Kirchhoff law, there is another question is there, Wheatstone bridge. So that they will ask you one question on the basis of Wheatstone bridge, or else other is there, that is a potentiometer is there. So before that questions, I want to tell you about a Kirchhoff laws. So Kirchhoff laws are nothing but there are two laws are there. One we can say junction law or first law, and second one we can say loop law or KVL. KVL in the sense is Kirchhoff voltage law, Kirchhoff voltage law, and Kirchhoff junction law. Sir, what will be the junction law? See, I want to say about a junction law. Suppose you take a one junction. This is about a first law I am telling, related to the first law. You take a one junction O. At this junction, there is a one resistance is connected. The resistance is, you say, capital R. And you take a, from the same junction, another resistance is connected. This you say R1 is the resistance. And you go from the same, another is connected R2. Simple here. So, you say the point is A, this point is O, and this point is B, and this is point is C. So, what is the junction law? Junction law is nothing but A. So, the thing is, when there is a current flow towards a junction O, that is through the resistor is I, through the resistor R is I, and when reaches to the junction, then it is divided as two parts. One part is through the resistance R1 is I1, and through the resistor is I2. And come to the point is, in case of a junction law or a first law, statement is related to sum of the current flowing, flowing towards the junction is equal to sum of the current flowing away from the junction. This is we can call as the junction law. Towards the junction is equal to away from the junction. What is the towards the junction? I is the flowing towards the junction, and at the junction it is divided as two parts. That is, one is I1, another one is I2. Therefore, I is equal to I1 plus I2. Simple it is. This is about a first law. And in this first law, we can also state like this. Suppose if I take this one here, I minus of I1 plus I2 is equal to 0. Of course, sum of the currents in a junction is equal to 0. The algebraic sum of the currents. See, the algebraic sum of the currents in a junction is equal to 0. Yes, we can also say like this, because it is sum of the currents, no? Then it is nothing but a first law. In this first law, sometimes he may ask you, what is the current I through the resistor? And sometime he may ask you, through the R1, what is the current? Through the R2, what is the current? Like this, he may ask you. So, for this purpose, we can take like this. See, suppose if I go, I is equal to, we can say, I is nothing but according to the Ohm's law, it is V by R. So, potential difference between these two, that is, we can say, V AO by capital R. This is the first one. What is V between these 2 points? So that you write VA minus V naught by capital R is the equation 1. See, we will get the current through the first branch and come to the second branch. Suppose I want to find I1. Then you write I1 is equal to the potential difference between VB by R1. That is VO minus VB by capital R1. Equation 2 you take. And go for the third branch, that is about a I2 is equal to, again the potential difference, VCO by R2. Therefore, VO minus VC by capital R2. Clear? Suppose if we know this VA and if we know V naught, if we know VB and if we know VC, then we'll get the I1, I2. So in this expression we can also write VA minus V naught by capital R at I, which is equal to I1 will be VO minus VB by capital R1 plus VO minus VC by capital R2. This is an expression. If we know the R1, R2, R, and if we know the VA, V naught like this, VB, VC, then we can get the current through the each branch. Current through the each branch which related to the first law. First law is nothing but which is very, very important for LAQ. The first law in the sense is sum of the current flowing towards the junction is equal to sum of the current flowing away from the junction. This is related to the first law in case of a Kirchhoff laws. Let I want to say about another law, that is about a loop, or we can also call KVL. Go for the KVL, that is the second law, loop law, or we can also call KVL. So what is KVL? Of course, here KVL is nothing but we can say in this loop, we should take a loop. There is a one EMF of a battery is E1 and it is to be connected to the external resistance capital R1, and again it is to be connected to the capital R2, and along with one more battery of EMF, and here it is another resistance is connected. This is E2 is the EMF of a battery, this is will be R3 is the resistance. Now let us, here we can say loop, no, then you say A, B, C, D, A is the loop. There will be a loop is given A, B, C, D, A, because started from A and reaches to B. Therefore, there is a current flow, because from the positive terminal there will current is flows and it is enters like it is flows through this and it is again reaches to the A point. That's what we can call a loop. Loop in the sense is A, B, C, D, A is the loop. This is the loop. A, B, C, D is the loop. In this loop, so what will be the statement for the loop or a KVL? Kirchhoff voltage law. What will be the statement? Simple. Say here in the look at in the diagram, there are two EMFs are there, right? And there are three resistors are there, and through the each resistor there will be a current I flows, because there is no junctions. No, if there any junction, therefore the current may be divided. But in this loop, there is no junctions. So current flow through the complete circuit is same. Suppose from here it is started 2 ampere, therefore it flow through the resistance also 2 ampere, 2 ampere, 2 ampere like this. Now let us, the loop law we can define like this. Say sum of the EMF in a given a loop, sum of the EMF E1 plus E2, which is equal to, in a loop there are 2 EMFs are there, so that you add 2 EMF. Suppose in the loop 3 EMFs are there, then you add a 3 EMF. Whatever the number, if they give, then you add all EMF, which is equal to the product of current and resistance. See, the product of current and resistance, that will be sum of the product of current and resistance. Look at sum of the product of current and resistance, because in this A to B, there will be a resistance is R1, B to C, there will be a resistance is R2. C to D is the resistance is R3. Sum of all the product of current and resistance, which we can also call as the potential difference, right? Here also we can take a potential difference is IR2, of course. Here also we can take it is IR3. It is we can take like this. So that the loop law in the sense is, here this thing is in a given a loop, the sum of the EMF, is equal to the sum of the product of current and resistance, which we can call as the KVL rule, or it is we can say loop law or second law. From this, E1 plus E2 is equal to I into R1 plus R2 plus R3. So that the current in the given loop E1 plus E2 by R1 plus R2 plus R3. This is the second law. So this based on this first law and second law, we have a Wheatstone bridge. That we'll see. Before that, I'll tell you some sign conventions are there which are very, very important. So we should know the sign conventions. Sir, what will be the sign convention? For the rule, Kirchhoff law only rule, for this rule we have some sign conventions. Sir, what will be the sign conventions? Of course, if we know the sign convention, then we can do better, right? Otherwise, it is a little tough. See, I'll tell you, the sign convention will be, so there will be a sign convention, right? Sign convention. So, what is the sign convention? See, first convention, suppose you take a one resistance, which is A and B. The end is A and B. The resistance of the given resistor is capital R. If there is a current flow through the resistor is I. So the thing is, the path is the very important. What is mean by path? Path in the sense is, suppose the person, or if we are moving from A to B, that is the path we can call. You say path is nothing but A to B, because the moving from A to B. If current and path are in the same direction, current I and path are in the same direction, that is A to B. If they are in the same, they are in the same direction. If they are in the same direction, therefore there will be a potential is decreases, minus we can take. Potential is decreases, that is V is equal to minus IR if path and current directions are same. If they are in the same direction, that means current and path, A to B we are saying, no, that we can call path. A to B and current also A to B is moving, that therefore there will be a potential is decreases. This is the first sign convention. Let us will move to the second sign convention. You take as same thing A to B, a resistance. There is a current direction is like this, right? But the path is opposite. That means here opposite to the current. That is here you say path, current is like this. Path will be B to A. You say B to A. And the current is in opposite. That means here path and the currents are in opposite direction, there will be a potential is increases. This is a very important point. That is V is equal to plus IR we can say. Here you write V is equal to plus IR here. In this case what happens here, V is equal to minus IR. When current and path are in the same direction, there will be a potential is decreases, and if they are in opposite direction, there will be a potential is decreases, which is very important. Now let us will move for the loop. Loop also we have, that is for the EMF of a batteries. Suppose it is a positive terminal and it is a negative, that we can call higher potential, and one more is the lower potential. See, for this higher and lower potential, that is again you take as it is a A point and it is a B point. See, there is a current is entering from positive to negative terminal through the battery of EMF. Through the battery of EMF, current entering from positive terminal, entering in the sense is charging battery, right? Or you remember this? So that EMF will be taken as minus E, because the direction of current is from positive terminal to negative terminal. If it is in given circuit, if it is will be like this, we can say it is minus. Suppose this is the third one and you go for the fourth one, there will be a direction of current will be, it is like this. It is sent and it is drawn. Drawn is nothing but a discharging battery, right? Discharging the cell. And here sent is nothing but a charging cell. Now here in this case, the current is entering from lower potential to higher potential. That means from negative to positive. In this situation, we can say EMF we can take as the positive. So this is the information which is very important. If you know this perfectly, then we can do the Kirchhoff laws. We can do the Wheatstone bridge. See, I want to say one question. So, small example related to on this basis. If I give a one loop like this, you take, there is a resistance are given like this. So, you take as A, B, C, D. Now, the EMF of a battery E1, EMF of a battery E2. Current flows like this. In a loop, you take as a loop, no? A, B, C, D, A is the loop, right? A, B, C, D, A is the loop. Here, look at here. You are actually started from A, reaches to B, and reaches to C, D, and again reaches to A. There will be a current flow in the given loop is I. So, you say I, like this. Now, let us you apply a Kirchhoff, this one, this sign conventions. Look at from A to B we are moving now. And in this case, what happens? The resistance is R1, this resistance is R2. EMF E1 and E2. No? Now the current is entering from negative to positive. Look at negative to positive will be positive. So that you say E1 is positive And come to that this one, when it is entering from positive to negative, that means your current is sent into the cell, that is we can take an as a minus, is equal to, you look at the from A to B, the current and the path are in the same direction, that means here we are also moving from A to B, no, there will be a potential is reduces IR1. And come to the point C to D, again we are also moving through the C to D, because A, B, C, D, see that's the direction, path and currents are in the same direction, no? When path and currents are in the same direction, minus IR2, therefore E1 minus E2 is equal to minus I R1 plus R2, we can say this is the expression by after applying a sign convention. So these are the sign convention you are supposed to remember. So if we know this sign convention, therefore we can do the Wheatstone bridge. So that is for LAQ. Is it clear now? No. Let I want to say about it related to the Wheatstone bridge. Here, come to the point is, which is very very important, is the Wheatstone bridge. Wheatstone. So that's LAQ. Let us LAQ only. So because they will ask you along with the Kirchhoff laws, Wheatstone bridge. So this is the LAQ question. So what is the Wheatstone? Of course everyone know about a wheat, shape of the wheat, you know. Yes, like that only there are resistors are connected. See, there are some resistors are connected in the shape of a bridge. I told you very clear. See, for the case of a bridges, for the case of a meter bridge, for the case of a potentiometer, here we need to use the resistors as a manganese or a constant or a nichrome, because for them if temperature is changes also the resistance or resistivity maintains a constant. So that for the case of a Wheatstone bridge, so there are 4 resistors which are connected in the shape of a bridge. That bridge is, we can say, wheat. Like you take a one resistor is connected, and here another resistor is connected to be like this, and here one more is the third one, like in the form of a wheat, right? It is the shape of a wheat, you know, this is the wheat, and you give the numbers, like here you say this is the one point A, this is the B, and this is the C, and it is a D point. In this the resistance is P, Q, R, S. Now this B, A and C are connected to the opposite terminal of a EMF of a battery, of course. This is the plus minus. So it is a higher potential and it is a lower potential. Now let us, usually the current flow from battery of EMF is equal to E, and it is enters at a junction A. At this junction what will happen? The current is divided as 2. That is, we can say I1 is the one current and I2 is the another current. You look into this, and this is I1 and I2 no. Therefore this I1 is reaches to B. And one more point here come, I'll tell you one thing. See, between B and D there is another resistor is connected as to be galvanometer. Sir, what is a galvanometer? Of course, the galvanometer is nothing but it is an instrument which uses it to measure the current. It is a very small current in the order of 10 power minus 9 amperes. So it is a sensitive instrument. Which one? Galvanometer is a sensitive instrument. Of course, it is there in the next chapter, how to construct the galvanometer. There we will see. Now, let us this galvanometer also, it is a resistor, because it is measuring the current in the sense is what? It's showing the current in the sense is, we can say there it is to be some opposition is there. That is what we can say it is a resistor. Now I1 reaches to this B point, of course, and at this point is what happened, again there is a junction is there, therefore this is divided as 2, again I1 as I3, and it is Ig, because through the galvanometer no, you say Ig, and this I2 will come and Ig will come at a junction D, therefore it is mixing together. This is I4 is gives and I3 and I4 again come out I. I told you very clear. In a given a loop, say whatever the current you are sending, a current will come out, same current will come out. Same will come out, no doubt it is. Now let us, I want to say here, actually what we need to find? See, we need to find balancing condition. Sir, what will be the balancing condition? So the balancing condition is nothing but a P by Q is equal to R by S. That means P by Q is equal to R by S, or we can also say the balancing condition PS is equal to RQ. That means if you multiply these, the resistor magnitudes is equal to these two must be equal. If it is equal, then we can say bridge is balanced. Suppose I'll give you 2 is the ohm, 3 is the ohm, right? 2, 3 is a 6 if I product it. We should get, if I product these two also, we should get a same value. Suppose the Q is 6, it is 1. 6 into 1, what happens? 6. So it is a balanced or not? If it is to be balances, remember, if it is to be balances, then we can say the bridge is balanced when the condition, if the bridge is balanced, therefore the current through the galvanometer 0. If the bridge is balances only, then current through the this galvanometer 0. When the balancing condition only it is takes place, current through the galvanometer is 0. Now we have to show this P by Q is equal to R by S, or PS is equal to QR. Let us come to the point is, let us, it is works, we should apply a Kirchhoff laws. We have a two laws. One is the first law, we can say junction law. Second one is the loop law. Now let us apply a first one, junction law. You take as the junction law, right? So you go for any one junction. If I go for a B junction, so you take as the B junction. See, at a B junction you look at, so there is a current is flowing, that is I1 current is flowing towards the B. Some currents are flowing away from the junction, that is IG and I3 are flowing away from. So that sum of the current flowing towards the junction is equal to sum of the current flowing away from the junction. This is I1 is moving towards the junction, IG and I3 is moving away from the junction. So that I1 is equal to I3 plus IG. Just now I told you, now here when the resistors are adjusted, that means we should adjust, the magnitude of resistance are to be adjusted, then because of adjusting, galvanometer through the current is 0. Till that we should have adjust it. If galvanometer reading shows a 0, then stop the adjustment the resistors. So that we say the condition we can call as the balancing. Therefore I1 is equal to I3. Equation is 1. So what? It is what? Junction B. And you go for the opposite junction only, that is the junction D. Look at a junction D. Some currents are flowing towards the junction and some currents are flowing away from. How many currents are flowing towards the junction? That is I2 and IG. How many currents are flowing away from? Only I4 is flowing away from the junction. So that sum of the currents I2 plus IG is equal to I4. Of course, again you take a same. The bridge is balanced, no? When balanced, IG is 0. Therefore, I2 is equal to I4. This is equation 2. This is by applying a first law. Now let us, I want to go for the KVL, that is nothing but a Kirchhoff first second law. Let us you take a two loops, because we have a two loops A, B, D. A is the one loop. Loop 1, that is A, B, D, A is the complete loop. Look at. So actually we are moving from A to B to D and C. Therefore you write as like this. This is the first loop because we are moving from A to B, from B to D, from D to A. Let us apply first loop. In this loop, you see now we are moving from A to B, no? There will be a potential is decreases, that is minus I1P, shall I? Because current and path are in the same. Again B to D, again they are in the same direction. So that minus IG capital G plus. Now you take, we are moving from D to A, no? Opposite to the current. So that you say plus. That is we can say I2 capital R is equal to 0. Of course here IG is 0 we know. Then you make as 0, then minus I1P is equal to this, you take this side minus I2R. So that it is 0, then I1P is equal to I2R. Equation is say 3. In the same manner, again you look at in the diagram, again you apply a same loop. You take another loop, second loop, there is another loop is given, second loop, you take as B, C, D, B. B, C, D, B is the second loop. So look at, we are moving from B to C, of course this is decreases, and we are moving from C to D, current moving and path are in opposite, here also opposite. Say that, you say I3 Q minus I4 S, you look at here, this is up, it is opposite, this is plus, because we are moving in the same direction, it is opposite, plus Ig, capital G is equal to 0. In this also you say Ig is 0, no? Minus I3Q is equal to minus I4S. So this is cancelled. I3Q is equal to I4S. This is the equation 4 now. Yeah, look at here. 1, equation 1, 2, 3, 4. So in this, 1 is equal to I1 is equal to I3. I2 is equal to I4. Now 1, 2 substitute in 3. That means I1 you replace with I3. I2 you replace with I4. Now from 1, comma 2, comma 3. That is I1 you replace I3P. I2 you replace I4R. This is the equation, you say 5. Now last one, that is divide 5 divided by, you take as 4. So now you divide, then we'll get the final expression. I3P by I3Q is equal to I4R by, that is I4S. Yes, I4 cancel. P by Q is equal to R by S. It is the simple question. It is for 8 marks question. It is we can say like this. P by Q is equal to R by S. This is the balancing condition, we can say, when the bridge is balanced. Therefore, current through the galvanometer is 0. So this is expression related to the Wheatstone bridge, and here it is for very, very important for LIQ. That's what I mean to say. Everyone remember this question. Without fail, you read today only. Is it okay? So without fail, I am telling you, read and refer from your materials. Is it okay? Diagram and the derivation part, which are very, very important. Once you refer and you read it and you finish it today only. Is it okay? So this is the today's class. Thank you very much. We'll see you in the next class.